Alrighty then, we're back in real time. Going to go ahead now and put the lights on. This is later in the day, and everybody appears to be gone. I'm sure I'll get a robocall of some kind or other. But in any case, let's see what we can do in the next few minutes. The only thing left, we've verified that this works, is to put the lights in. Now, blue is common. White goes to the front. So when we look at this engine, Northwestern it says. Typically, and I say typically because I'm not quite sure how Northwestern does it, but typically a switcher like this, the front is this way. The front is the nose, and so this would be the front, right? When it was installed. Let me make sure that's right. I'm looking at where this gas tank goes in and the indentations on it. So the indentation's over there. No, it goes this way. Ah, boy. Okay. So, all right. So this is the way it goes. Now, again, I know that because of the indentations here on the slot, if you will, right above the tank is right here, and matching that up with the indent or the detent here. So that goes this way, based upon where that is. If I flip it around this way, that doesn't match up. The detent's back here, and this. Okay, so it's got to go this way. And again, this is typically the front, right? Looking at just the cab portion, that's the front. Okay, so front. So white and blue here, right? And then white and yellow in the back and in the cab up in the top. So now let's do that. We've got a hole. You see the hole? There's a hole there, right? For where the old light was, we're going to go ahead and put we can put a 3 millimeter light in here. So let's find us a 3 millimeter light and a resistor to match. Typically I use a 1K resistor, so we're going to do that. We don't need this anymore, which is the jumper. Going over to my box, pulling out my box, looking for a 3 millimeter light, LED. There's some right there. So typically 3 millimeter LED, a 1,000 ohm resistor, typical. All right, so there's 1,000 ohm. We're gonna have two of these. We're gonna have a front light and a back light. So let's go ahead and take the two LEDs. I could write that on the card, but I'm not going to do that. Don't want to share with you who the customer is. But so here we got plus and minus. We always put the blue is always plus, white is always minus. We always put the LED. The resistor on the minus. Not necessary. I mean, it could be plus or minus. At the Train Buddy shop, we always put it on the minus because that's the individual LEDs, or one of those goes to each individual LED. Let's see if what that looks like. That would go kind of in here. It's not going that way. We're going to come from this direction, come backwards this way, and hopefully everything will work out. We're going to put a shrink tube around it, so I got to find shrink tube that'll match that. In any case, let's kind of put the yellow wire back here for the moment, get it out of our way, because it's in our way right now. Okay, and white and blue. Again, blue goes on the plus lead. Plus lead here is the larger of the two. Minus is the shorter of the two. If I'm going to put it in there like that, I can't really put it in that way because it's a 3, even though it's a 3 millimeter. It is a 3 millimeter, isn't it? I'm thinking it's larger than 3, so that would be 5. There's only two typical ones. I'm using the thing here. Oh, it's a 5mm. Well, no wonder. All right, let me check what this thing looks like under regular light. I really was going to put a 3mm in there. So again, plus on this side, we're going to do a 1000 ohm resistor. Well, I got 1000 ohm resistor right here. All right, grab this. Putting it on the bench power supply. We're going to crank it up to about 10 volts and see what we get. Well, that's pretty bright. That's pretty nice too. You can see it there. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's not bad. All right, so what the heck? We use the 5. We got plenty of room for it, but now I'm going to have to put it from this side in this way. So, all right, I'm hedging here about what I'm going to do, but minus is a short end here, so we're going to cut this. I'm going to cut that fairly short. We're going to take one of the resistors. We're going to cut it short also here. Again, this is in real time, right? What I would ordinarily do. Sometimes I would use this. Sometimes I wouldn't. We're going to kind of clamp that so I can get a hold of it. You can see that. Yes, yes. We're going to take this, clean it off pretty good. We're going to get some solder. You realize I don't ordinarily talk while I'm doing these things. I just do them. So I'm having to think about what I'm saying. Sometimes the words don't come out like it's in my head. All right, so we're going to put this on there like that and just kind of solder it close. All right, ta-dum-bump, like that. All right, this is going to go in this hole this way. So we're going to put some shrink tube over top of that. We're going to go ahead and cut this here. Right? Cut this here. And cut that there. I'm going to cut this here, cut this all the way back here. Right. This is the plus side now that's exposed. I'm going to put a little shrink tube over this part. So I'm going to find some shrink tube in my arsenal here of things that will work. Looks like 3/32 will do fine. So I'm going to cut it up here off of the cord, right? And we're ready to put that on there, but now I need to, I'll show you how that's going to fit right over resistor and everything right there. That's good. But now I'm going to have to go ahead and put this over top. Let's see if I don't have too much. I might have a little bit much, but it'll be all right. I'm going to put the white lead now, and I want this to be about right there, okay? So there's my white lead, and again, I don't want to have lots of extra wire here. This is not a place where you want a lot of extra wire. So cutting that, stripping that. All right. Putting the now you can see why many times I will say, "Okay, I'll be right back." Because this takes a while, right? It takes a while to do this. Now I've got an issue here because this wire and this has to go through this hole, right? And I want it to be stabilized in the hole. And then this. Oh, wait a minute. All right. Hope you can see me fumbling with this thing here. And again, I got to put the soldering iron up. You got to learn to put the soldering iron up so you're not putting it all over everything. Let's see, how am I going to do this? Okay, I guess I can do it like that. I got the shrink tube back here, right? This and this. Well, you know what? This is getting in the way. I don't need all of this metal. I don't usually do this. Not quite sure why I don't, but I don't need all of this metal here. So I'm just going to cut it off. I mean, really, it's to that point. Okay. I'm using my wire nippers now from my track nippers, because they're pretty good for this kind of stuff. Ah, there we go. I'm going to give this to the customer. Because that's what we do. All right. And now I've got a ledge here. I can just lay it on the ledge. There you go. And connect this up like this, and then I can lay it down. All right, now I got to hold that up here. Where's my hand holder there? Where's my extra? There's a reason why they call this helping hand, because that's exactly what you need especially when you're doing this by yourself. You don't have somebody else to help you with it. Sometimes they have other people help, like Royce. You know, he's been a big help when he's here. All right, now I think the last time he handheld something, I think I burned his hand. I got solder on it. Solder spirits. He was nice enough not to go, ouch. He just went, that hurts, or something like that. All right, and we put that on there, and we need to shrink it, right? So we're going to shrink it, again, away from everything else. Just put a little heat on it. Cool, cool, cool. Being careful not to put heat on the LED, because the LED is heat sensitive. Yeah, you knew that, right? Okay, here we go. Now we're going to take this and the blue wire, and we're going to connect it there. So we need to cut it, strip it, solder it, and we need to put shrink tube on it. Come on. There we go, finally. All right, and we're gonna prep it right now. Again, I need blue wire at the other end too, so I might as well, while I'm at it, I might as well prep the other end. So let's do this and this. Yeah, it may seem like it's a long time for you guys, but I mean, I'm hurrying. I literally am hurrying here, trying to make this as short as possible. Okay, cut that off. We need something to slip over that, so we're going to use the minimum shrink tube, which is, let me see if I got a piece of it sitting here. Don't have any that's the right size. Story of my life, right? So let's find something that's going to give us the right size. We're going to use that, right? That's 3/64 in case anybody's looking. Everybody cares. Put it over the two pieces now. Usually that's a one wire, so this is going to be a little tough to pull it through, but we're going to do it. Grab hold of the end of the wire so we can pull on it. There you go. Pulling it through, soldering it to the LED. There we go. like that. And then just pulling the shrink tube towards it. Now it's got like a little bump in it. The shrink tube's not going to go over that bump. So we're just going to squeeze it with the pliers, squeeze it down so the shrink tube can go over it. Now we're going to pull the shrink tube towards it. Here we go. Hopefully the shrink tube goes over it. Come on. Oh. Oh, there it goes. Finally. Alrighty then. Now, we can do one other thing here, and that's put another shrink tube over top of that. And we have some that's the right size for that. Where is it? This would be, it says 1/8? No, 3/16. 3/16, right? We don't need much of it, right? We're just going to use a little piece of it. But goes over the top of it. We want it to be about right there. So let's go ahead and cut this back to here. You'll see what's happening why I'm cutting this back. But so back to here, right? And I'm going to put it over top of this like this. See, it's going to cover the whole thing. Well, come on. Duh. Well, it didn't do it. But I just need enough, right? So I'm going to cut this back here. I don't really need to blacken this out. I'm just trying to direct the light a little bit. So we'll put it like that. I would really like to connect this to the platform. And we may still do that with a piece of tape or something right there. I like double-sided sticky tape myself. So let's see, well, we got some double-sided sticky tape hanging around. Had some. Oh yeah, here's a big roll of it. Big roll of double-sided sticky tape. Yeah, this is foam bag double-sided sticky tape, and I'm just going to use a piece of it like this. And again, I know typically when you're doing this, you don't have these tools, but get the tools. If you're going to do this on a regular basis, get the tools. I asked my wife one time, what was the best thing about being married to me, and did she ever learn anything from me? And she said, oh yeah, absolutely. And I said, what was it? And she said, get the right tools. Have the right tools. With the right tools, you can do any job. And I said, wow. I taught you that? She goes, yeah. All right, there's a twisty tie or something we're going to put on that. Here's the other two wires that are going to this end. We don't have to be real fancy with this. On the other one, I actually made some kind of a platform and came up and went out the back light up here. And we can do that. I got to actually look and see how I did that. How did I do that? Oh, I connected the resistor. Hello. Okay. And the LED, All right. Let me see if I can do that here. Customer will like that if I can do it, but I'm going to try. Let's see. The other option would be to actually put it inside of the shell and up in there, but the problem with trying to do that is now you have to have wires down here and they got to be connected, and then they're flopping around and they're in the So let's see if we can do this. We're gonna go ahead and do a bend in this like this. Okay, so I'll put a 90-degree bend in it. Now on the negative side, we're going to put the resistor, and it's going to be part of the stand, if you will. So we're going to stand this baby up. I'm going to cut it off like we did before. All right, we're going to put it on here like this. All right. We're going to add a resistor. We're going to cut the resistor off short. We're going to put a little bit of solder on the resistor like that. I'm going to put a little bit of solder on the LED. Hopefully you can see that. Let me move it over here this way a little bit. There you go. So you can see that. I'll put this on you. And I try to put the resistor inside of the two connections. Well, I got to get some solder on it. Hello. All right, got a little warm there. Got a little warm. Okay. We need some of the right size stuff here. The 1/16 heat shrink. Right. We'll go over that resistor. Yes. No. Check it. Check it here. I think it will. Oh, just barely 1/16 goes over that. So I think let's go to 3/32. I think. Let's take a 3/32. 3/32 piece here. 3/32 will go over that. Should be comfortably. Again, let's check it out. Oh yeah, very good, very good. All right. We want this to be up a certain height from here. We want it to be inside like this, right? And up. So let's go ahead and bend this like this. So we get something that looks like that. We're going to go ahead and put this on there, kinda. We want it to be about that size, and we want it to bend. All right, so we want it to bend a little bit. Up here, bend, and about right there. So I'm going to cut that off there. Okay. Now, this is on the negative side. We're going to cut the resistor down to, oh, well, see, now here's the problem, right? So, because I want this to maintain the integrity of this, I want to leave these leads on here. I want to leave the leads on there. So I'm going to cut this back to just the height of this. I could actually put it over the whole thing, I guess. Maybe I should have done that before yeah. Put it on there. Now do this to it. There you go. Okay, now. All right. Now we're there. Now I want to figure out where this needs to go here. And one way to do that is to, again, use our micrometer, right? Figure out what the length of the cab is. So I want to be about right there. Well, that doesn't help me much because that doesn't tell me where the cab is. I think the cab's about right here. So we're going to say somewhere along there on the decoder. I want to be up, and literally I want to be about I'm looking at where the plastic ends, about right there. I'm thinking about right there on this. Try to get it in there where you can see what I'm doing. About right there, because I'm looking at the inside, looking where the plastic ends on the inside. Okay, about right there on this, about 10 millimeters. It says, or 0.3 inches. So from here, I want that that light to be about right there. I'm going to put there's my black magic marker here. I want to be right there with the light. The light needs to be right at that point right there. Okay? And there's another piece of metal down here that I can see that from. So somehow I need to mount this so that the end of the light, not the beginning of the light, but the end of the light is right there like that. Can you see that? Okay, good. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to have to kind of tape it to the decoder too. So let's finish the wiring up now. The yellow wire is going to go to this here, go to this lead. So the yellow wire going to that lead. I'm going to leave as much of this lead as I can, much of this hard lead. So I'm going to come back to here, right? And blue. And when we go to the blue, again, I want to be back here. The blue's going to come up here and should be to about right there. I want to leave as much of that as I can. Alrighty then. Stripping both of these back. We're on the home stretch now. We only got two more connections to make. This one and this one. And then we're going to test it. We're going to test all of this before we go any farther with it. I do want to put some shrink tube on this side. So where's my clipper? Oh, they're right in front of me. Clippers, right? Let's put some shrink tube. This is single strand shrink tube. It's that 3/64. All right, we're going to put it all the way up here, and like I did on the other one, I probably needed to do it in two passes. I'm going to do this, right? Put it up there, bend it again like this, right? Somewhere in here is the end of that. So, yeah, all right. Let's do this and this. I'm going to bend it too many times, and then it's going to create a problem for me. All right, so I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to put this and this up in here and then bend it one more time. Hopefully it doesn't break off like this. Okay, now I got it. Okay, now then the other two pieces I'm going to be soldering to, right? I'm going to solder them fairly far back, so I'm going to need to put the shrink tube on there ahead of time. Right, so this piece, you know, I'm doing this out of camera, so you can't see it. This piece, it's going to go inside of this, right? So, shoot, what I got there is probably right. But now the question is, can I get it all on there? Oh yeah, that'll work. Get it all on there before I solder it. Yep. This is going to work, he said. All right. You know, that soldered before it was ready for it. Got some whiskers hanging out there. Don't want any whiskers hanging out. Oh, pulled the shrink tube up. I didn't mean to do that. Alrighty there, got the negative on there, getting ready to, let's go ahead and slide the shrink tube up in there, all the way up inside of there. You can see all this. There you go. All the way up inside of the other shrink tube that's on there. See, I haven't heated it yet. Okay, like that. Oh baby, yeah. All right, I need another piece on here, so let's go get a piece. And it's going to need to be about yay long, so let's do yay long and put that in here. See where we are with that. Okay, that's pretty much it for that. I guess I can go ahead and hit it with the heat gun, and let's try to put it all together here. Just keep it away from the decoder. And the LED, don't want to get the LED too hot. There you go. You can see it shrinking around the resistor. That's what we want to see there. Okay. Good, good, good. Got some more down here. Needs to be shrunk a little bit. Around the LED. I know, I said don't put it on the LED, and there I am putting it on the LED, but it's nice and warm now. Okay, now, test. Time for test. All right. Let's pick you. All right, bring you around, and let's put you on the track. Put you on the track there. All right, ready to go. Let's test some lights. All right, we're up and running. We need to turn lights on. Let's turn on the lights. Boom, got one on. Okay, that's reverse. Yeah, that's right. That's reverse. That's forward. All right, we are good to go.